This is nuts. Look at this. We're gonna do your combo, Ross, in like by turn 4. Because of Elysium.
Time's up.
Time's up. Look at this. Okay, so we're gonna multiple man over there. We're gonna Okoye right down the middle. And then we're gonna Dracula right there. Right? Right? There's no way he can beat us at TVA? Yo, hey everybody, it's Drewberry. We're back with another sub highlight video. This time the deck was submitted by Ross in the Berryverse Discord. If you want to join the Discord, the link is in the description. Thank you to Ross for submitting this deck. It's a pretty interesting one, and it was inspired by a recent Binks video. If you're not familiar with Binks, go check out his content. He's awesome. I watch him all the time. And the concept is that you want to kind of set up Dracula so that Infinaut is the only discard target and you get 20 power for 4. It's pretty awesome. Except normally this deck is run with a lot of 1-drops, and that's the idea, is you kind of flood the deck, or flood the board rather. And Ross was saying the inspiration came from Binks' video of the raft, where you try to flood that location to get a free card. But he took it a step further and went with some 2-drops. Because there's a nice curve here that he explained to me. Because there's even amount of turns in Snap, you're able to play 2-drops at a pretty decent rate. Turn 1 you can't play anything, but turn 2 you can play 1, turn 3 you can play 1, turn 4 you can play 2, turn 5 you can play 2, and then turn 6 you could play 3. Or you could play your Dracula plus another 2-drop and just leave Infinaut in the hand. That's the idea, because you only draw about 9 cards in a game. So he's got the deck here. So this is Dracula, right? After the final turn, discard a card from your hand. This has its power. So that is the ultimate big setup. That's what we're looking to get the payoff for. But we have to win other locations, right? And really, this deck doesn't have that much else that synergizes with one another, except for just kind of flooding, and we're just going to get a lot of cards out there. You do have things like Cloak and Multiple Man, but I think the biggest payoff, and the one we're going to win the most games with, is Sunspot and Angela, because if we look at Sunspot, he's going to get, at the end of each turn, gain +1 power for each unspent energy, and because we have so many even cost cards that we're going to be playing, there's going to be every second turn or whatever it is during your turn 1, 3, 5, you know, like these odd number of turns, you're going to have unspent energy that's kind of left over for Sunspot, and he's going to grow. So that's kind of a nice fill. I like that fill at the 1 position. The other one is Angela. Angela is when you play a card here +2 power. She is such a good card. Honestly, she might even be a nerf target because she's just easy to use in any deck. She's just great tech in. You can just throw her into pretty much anything and she's going to do great. And in this deck in particular, I think she's really good because we have a few move synergy to move cards off of her location and then, I don't know, play more there. That's the idea, right? Just get as much power as we can to set up Dracula winning his own location. So let's get into some games and check this deck out. How I'm gonna do this is we're gonna play some games and then I might take it into like a little bit of a deck doctor and see if there's anything that I would change with this deck. One thing to note too is I believe Ross is at collection level like around 1500 or in that range, so maybe he doesn't have all the 2-drops available, so there might be some better that you have in your collection that he doesn't have yet, and that's why he's teched in some of these cards. I don't know exactly, but I know that's a frequent thing about Snap, right, is you just don't always have all the cards to net deck properly. So you have to make it work. You have to tech in what you have, and I actually really like that aspect of Snap. So we got a bunch of our 2-drop boys. That's great. Multiple Man Cloak is a nice combo at the hop. I think I want a Scorpion as early as possible, especially with them just throwing out Agent 13. And we're actually going to go on the right because Monster Metropolis is great for Infinaut and Dracula. Now, he did mention that if you don't draw Dracula, right, that's a huge risk factor. See, we have Infinaut here. We can just pass on turn 5 and then play Infinaut. It's kind of similar, not as great, right? We just want to play things on 5 if we can, but it's a nice alternative. It's a nice fail-safe. So what do we want to do here? We could throw out Medusa down the middle if that's what we want to commit to, or we can multiple man on the left, move him over with Cloak next turn, Medusa down the middle. That seems pretty good. Seems pretty good. Another thing I really like about this deck, Ross, is that you picked a bunch of cards I have variants for. So I get to show off like my Cloak variant here. Look at this. I love this variant. It's like the abyss in his Cloak. It's so perfect. I love it. And then of course, Dracula got this variant through the collection road. I was pretty stoked about it. So we have the combo. So, like Ross was saying, he says he likes to Dracula on 6, so I'm going to stick with that. Because I was thinking that what if I Dracula now and then turn 5 I can play 2 2-drops, and then turn 6 I could play 3 2-drops. That seems pretty good to me. But we're gonna stick with what he was saying, and we're gonna go Medusa down the middle and Cloak on the far right. The big house is actually really good for us, just based on our setup. Actually, these locations are all fantastic for this deck. It's working out so far, but they're gonna destroy a bunch of things, it looks like. Okay, multiple man, throw him over there. I have to be cognizant of what I play here. I can play Mr. Sinister on the left, and I could honestly Carnage down the middle, and then whatever 2-drop I draw, it's going to the right. Or whatever I end up drawing. It's going to be a 2-drop though, because I drew all my high cost stuff. So that's pretty much the plan. Carnage down the middle isn't a very feel-good moment here, but it's just going to be increasing our chances to discard Infinaut, right? We want to guarantee it. So there's going to be 3 cards on the left, 3 cards on the right, Carnage down the middle, and we're looking pretty good. He's probably going to destroy those things, I imagine. He's going to have a lot of power there. Okay, he's destroying the crappy Mr. Sinister. I don't blame him. That Scorpion was nasty to that Mr. Sinister because he makes a clone of himself. But even Deathlock got the power debuff, so he's not in the best spot. Bucky Barnes, certainly the last one I wanted to see here. But he has to try and find a way to win Atlantis and the big house. There's no way he's winning on the left. If he commits there, then he's not going to win the other 2 locations. So this is the combo. We're snapping. Oh. Ross, I'm so sorry. I almost missed, my dude. If you guys have any decks that you want me to try, put it in the comments or head over to the Berryverse Discord in the Deck Spotlight channel. Just post a picture of it there. I love doing this. Super fun. He Red Skulls down the middle. That's going to win that location. Sabretooth on the right is probably going to be enough. Dang. I lost by 3 power. I wonder what I could have drawn on the far right to have won that. I could have done things better maybe. Like maybe Carnage on the right to destroy all those things and open up more space might have been a good idea. Hard to say. Maybe even Dracula playing I couldn't have played Dracula on the right because of the big house. Feel like we did pretty good. He just had a pretty nice setup for the middle location. We didn't have a good setup for Atlantis. That was the downfall there. Let's give it another spin. Let's go another one. One of the cards I was thinking about that I might recommend adding is Goose. Goose, I'd recently got it and I was a little bit disappointed, but found it's pretty good. It's the cat, and it's ongoing ability. You and your opponent can't play 4, 5, and 6 cost cards at this location. So it really plays into the theme of this deck being a 2 cost itself, and kind of allowing that flood location, the not Infinaut Dracula combo common. Oh, TVA. With Ebony Maw? I mean, I actually instantly went with Carnage on the Ninja. Gosh, TVA is just such a wild card location, right? Oh my gosh. Excuse me? Are we gonna get the combo? Oh no, Green Goblin. That might not matter. This is nuts. Look at this. We're gonna do your combo, Ross, in by turn 4. Because of Elysium. Time's up. Look at this. Okay, so we're gonna multiple man over there. We're gonna Okoye right down the middle. And then we're gonna Dracula right there. Right? Right? There's no way he can beat us at TVA? That's how you do the 2 cost Dracula deck. That's what I'm talking about. Come on. There's no way. There's no way he wins. Yeah, he's going hard on the left because he's got Ebony Maw locked down on the right. But little does he know We got a massive combo coming his way. Kazar, that's a nice play. Look at him. Look at that power. He's got 12 power. My heart skipped a beat. I thought the TVA animation happened before the Dracula animation. I know Dracula's at the end of the game, but I thought he wasn't gonna do it because it wasn't like the end of turn 6, some bug like that. But no, boom, we got it. That's the combo. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, that was way too quick. Let's jump into another one. That was super fun though. I'm glad we were able to do that. It's going pretty well so far. I definitely see the value in this deck. Great deck to try if you've only got a few cards early. One of the first cards I got in Pool 3 was Dracula. And you can basically build this deck if you have that card early on in Pool 3. Ninjas again. We have Bucky Barnes. If I can get Carnage, that would be ideal. We don't want random cards in our hand. That is absolutely not what we wanted to see. But we do like to Scorpion that. That's pretty nice. Arrow might just end up being left in the hand for Dracula. That just might have to be the situation that we find ourselves in. Mr. Sinister at Muir Island? I mean, other than that arrow being thrown in, we're looking pretty sharp. Yeah, get the clone out. Morph. What does that mean? Just keep playing cards, just keep playing. Okay, so all of his buffs on that Dracula don't matter. They don't matter. He's gonna discard. Oh, jeez, he put it back in his hand. He didn't like it. Dog aggro. Alright, let's see what we can do here. I don't hit Cloak. He's snapping. Why are you snapping, bro? What if we moved everything away? What if we played arrow on the far left? Is that worth our time? I don't see the value in Dracula this time around. Let's do it. We're gonna move everything to the left, see what we can do there. Come on over. What's that card he played? It's gonna be Dracula. Why did he bounce Dracula back? That's such a wacky decision. I don't even know here, guys. I'm baffled. I feel like he's gonna try and win that location. Like, I'm feeling pretty good. I don't know what's going on here. But this looks pretty good. Again, this is the other route to this deck, in my opinion. You have the Infinaut combo, then you have the... Okay, let's see what happens. The flood is what I was getting at. Like, just flooding the board with all of your 2-drops. I'm just really curious what's happening here. Storm. Okay, so he's got 2 Draculas. I didn't realize that was his own Dracula. Jubilee, that's literally 0, and Moon Girl. That could have got real out of hand real quick. What did he? He had three cards in his hand. I wonder if he had Infinaut. Who can say? There you go. Thank you for the cubes, Ross. Awesome deck. If you're early in Pool 3, try this one out. I'll have the deck list in the description below. But let's really quick do a little bit of deck doctoring. Let's just jump into the collection and see what we could do. Now, I want to keep the theme of the deck, but maybe make some slight adjustments. So, keeping to the theme, let's look at our 2-drops, right? There's nothing that stands out to me except for, like I was saying, Goose. That's one that really stands out to me. I think this would be a great add. And in terms of the replacement card, I think the 2 cards we can maybe cut. First would be Medusa. I think she just gets a little bit weak, and there's going to be a lot of scenarios where you can't play down the middle anyways. I do like the 4 power guaranteed, but I prefer the control with Goose. So let's try and swap that in. And then the other one would be, I think, cutting Mr. Sinister. Mr. Sinister's nice, and he worked really well for us there at Muir Island. But sometimes the location lock can be a bit much. But again, that's 2 for 4 power, still very good. But you know what else? Mojo could be really good. You could put Mojo in if both players have 4 cards at this location plus 6 power. He could be a 2/8 on that location that you're stacking and flooding. So I wouldn't hate this ad either. Not to say that these changes would make the deck any better, just ones that I'd maybe experiment with and see how I feel about it, right? So yeah, I think the rest of the deck is pretty darn solid. Very cool deck. Thank you, Ross, for submitting it. Anyone else, if you got a deck that you want to see me try, just head over to the Berryverse Discord and post a picture of it in the deck spotlight video, or just comment below and I'll try it out, honestly. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.